Hi all and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave Denton and today I'll be talking about this book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Throughout your life you'll come across a handful of books that you should revisit like old mentors. This book here is absolutely one of them. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist born in Austria who spent time in Auschwitz, and he detailed all of his experiences, all of his horrific experiences in those dire situations, and he's documented it through the eyes of a psychiatrist. So all the observational skills, analytical skills that a psychiatrist would typically have, he's presented it and created this great body of work. So let's get straight into it. My first takeaway from this book was the realization that no matter how dire things get, we always have the choice to reframe them in a way that helps us to keep going forward. Nietzsche had the best quote for this. His quote was, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." I think that sums it up best, where if you can create meaning, you can create a reason to struggle through any adversity. An additional note on that point was that was the recommendation to watch the 1997 Italian film Life is Beautiful. Now this is a film about a Jewish father and his son who end up in a Nazi concentration camp. To maintain his son's youthful innocence, he reframes their experience by pretending they're in a game. It's a perfect film to highlight hope in the bleakest of conditions. My second takeaway from the book was from listening to a talk by Jordan Peterson on this particular book. He highlights, we often think of the concentration camp as Hitler being the single source of evil. However, a key reason Nazism got as far as it did was the evil present at every single level. In the book, there were Jewish capos tormenting Jewish prisoners. There were common people ratting out on their neighbours. On the flip side, there was also a gentleman called Nicholas Winton who saved hundreds and hundreds of Jewish children from certain death. There were others too that put themselves at risk to help those in need. Every person has the ability to do good and the responsibility to do that, what is right. Not taking an action is a decision in itself. The third takeaway from this book was the detailed description of the gradual decline in the prisoners. To go from the initial shock in their surroundings to strategically swapping their numbers to send others to the gas chambers. The brutal reality was that these actions were how some people survived. It is not the strongest or the smartest that survive, but it's the most adaptable. In closing, despite the atrocities, the author never once directs this book to one of resentment. There are even a few almost commonplace moments when the author talks about how one of the prisoners who has suffered from insomnia for years ended up having the best night's sleep of his life while in this concentration camp. The author's self-proclaimed inborn optimism has created a body of work full of wisdom that makes this book one of the all-time great reads. Thanks for listening, and please do drop a like if you got anything from today. Please also drop any feedback in the comment section below and your thoughts on this book. Thank you.